Hi everyone, today I have a video for you where I apply my entire makeup for you. So it's this look here. I decided to do this a tad bit on the neutral side but still fall appropriate, and I quite like the way this came out, and yeah, it is fall, but it's not too heavy of a makeup look. So I hope you enjoy this video. So I'm starting out by priming my eyelids with the Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden. This is just a small sample size. And I will also prime a tad bit on my lower lash line. So for today I decided to use an oldie but a goodie. It's my Urban Decay Naked Skin 2 palette. I quite like this palette, but I don't give it enough love, so I decided that today would actually be a good day to use it. And also I put this in my bi-weekly makeup basket, so hopefully I will get more use out of this for the next 2 weeks. So I'm gonna start by putting teas right here into my crease. And I'm going to blend this out with a clean fluffy brush just to make sure I don't have any harsh lines here. Now I'm going to go in with Booty Call, which is this relatively light color. I'm going to put this all over my lid. Use just a flat shader brush. Try to be very careful and precise here because I don't want to mix it in with teas too much. I'm going to go in with Suspect just a little bit on the outer third, and for this I'm using a smaller brush. I'm just going to use this brush here. This is the Urban Decay Multitasker brush. And you can probably see that this is just a tiny bit of a difference here. But before it was relatively light on my entire mobile lid, which I didn't like too much. So if you add this in, you still have the relatively light color on the inner 2/3, and then towards the outer third it gets a tad bit darker, which just brings it all together and doesn't make it look too light. Now that I've taken care of that, I am going in with a bit of a plummy shade, and I'm going to use this shade right here. This is in my Manhattan Blogger's Choice trio. I'm going to go in with a pencil brush. I'm going to slightly dab this in the outer V. And I try to still make sure that Suspect is not completely covered by the plummy shade. Now I know that the this plum shade is not easily available for everyone, especially because I think this palette isn't even available anymore, but you can really take any plummy shade that you have and just go with that. For now I'm going to go back in with, where is it? I'm going to go back in with the brush which I used to apply teas. Just going to blend this out. And I'm going to go in with teas a bit more because I kind of can. And then I'm going to go back in with my fluffy brush. And then to brighten up my brow bone area, I'm going to go in with Foxy right here. So now that I've taken care of this, I'm going to apply a little bit of color on my lower lash line. And for this, I'm going to go in with my pencil brush again, and I use what I have left of the plum shade. Go about halfway in. And then I take a different pencil brush and I go in with a bit of teeth. Overlap these two colors. And finally, I go in with a bit of booty call for the inner third and the inner corner. I'm going to quickly blend out the darkest color, the plum shade, because that can come off a bit harsh. But now that I'm done with this, you can either leave it as it is and just apply mascara, or you can go in with a liner, and I'm going to go in with a liner today. I decided to use my Trended Up Ultra Black Eyeliner Pen WP waterproof, and I'm going to carefully line my upper lash line, but I try to keep this very thin. So I'm not really good at applying eyeliners, which is why I don't recommend you use me as a reference point. Just do it as best as I can. I need to practice this more, obviously, but since I do not always have the time during the day, it is a tad bit difficult. Especially when I'm getting ready in the early morning to head out. And I'm going to leave the very inner corner clear for the simple reason that my eyes tend to get watery relatively easily. So if I have to wipe my eyes on the inner corners, I always smudge my eyeliner, and I don't want this to happen, so I just leave the inner part open, which in my opinion works for me and my eyes the best, because that way, like I said, it doesn't smudge when I have to rub my eyes a little bit, and my eyeliner stays in place. You may see I just use very small strokes, trying to get as close as possible to the lash line, and if I mess up, now that I've applied the liner, which unfortunately did not go on all that evenly, it's quite upsetting because it's a new liner, and I was hoping this would actually work well for me, because it is the kind of tip that I like. It is a felt tip liner, and it is black. Usually I prefer a dark brown, but why not use a black every now and then? I just can't get this as close to my lash line as I would like it to be, and on top of that I also cannot control this one too well. So I'm gonna see if this is maybe a matter of practice, or if it's really just the liner that I can't work with. But as I said, I'm not really good at applying liner, so for me this is actually quite good. I usually try to avoid too precise eyeliners. That's why I actually like to go with just pencil liners, like these. that you have to sharpen. But I definitely want to branch out, so I'm going to work on my eyeliner skills. Now that I've done this, I'm going to go in with a primer, and I'm going to zoom you out for that. For primer, I'm using my BareMinerals Prime Time Foundation Primer, and I'm just going to apply about a pump. And I'm going to let this sink in for just a few seconds. And while I do that, I shake up my foundation. My current foundation is not cruelty-free, unlike everything except for the plum eyeshadow that I have used so far. It is the Revlon Colorstay foundation for normal to dry skin in the shade 110 Ivory. Yeah, I'm trying to use this up because obviously Revlon is not cruelty-free, and we'll just go with it. So I have poured a bit on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to go in with a sponge. For my under eye area, I'm going to use the Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer, waterproof, in the shade Porcellain. Just going to go in once, dab a tad bit under my eyes. So I don't need a lot of this to deal with my under eye area and to make it appear a tad bit less blue toned. I know I could go in with a corrector, but I haven't found a cruelty-free corrector yet, so I'm on the hunt. If you can recommend something, ideally actually drugstore, then please let me know. So this is taken care of. My under eye area is brightened, and I think it looks quite a bit better. I am now going to go in with a concealer for all the breakouts that I have. I have my Catrice Camouflage cream here. This is also in the shade 010, but this one is called Ivory. And I just use this with a concealer brush. This is a it looks a bit like a buffing brush, but it is a lot smaller, obviously. Here you can see. So I'm just going to go in, get a little bit of the product, pardon me, on my brush, and then I'm going to lightly dab it over the areas where I need it. Before I blend it out. And I like this brush quite a bit. It has synthetic bristles, which I like a lot for one, and the shade is wonderful to blend everything in. And so there is that. I have a bit of redness going on up here. It's probably not too obvious for you, but I know it's there, so. Now that this is taken care of, I will actually use my powder, and for the time being I'm trying to use up my MAC Blot powder pressed in the shade Light. This is neither cruelty-free nor vegan, most likely, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use this. Ideally, I would probably go in with either a Catrice powder or an Essence powder. I like those a lot, but as I said, I have this one still and I want to use it up, so I'm gonna go with it. Just going to pat this on all around my forehead, my cheeks, and my nose. I leave my chin area clean for the simple reason that for some reason lately every single powder that I've been using on my chin area just look very cakey after a bit. At first it looks okay, but after like 2 or 3 hours it looks cakey, and I don't like that. So I'm just not powdering this area. It does not get too oily anyway. If I don't do anything, the foundation sticks and it doesn't look cakey, so I just leave my skin area, my chin area clear of powder. Now I'm going to quickly bronze and contour. I'm using my Benefit Powder Wowzer because it's in my project pan in my finish, I think in finish 5 by Winter. I'm going to use the Hoola bronzer in here, and I'm just going to get a bit on my brush. Not going to show you anything because I don't want to spoil my progress too much. So I'm going to lightly dust this, lightly dusting this all over my contour area and a bit up into my hairline. Because I have a feeling this just gives my face a bit more dimension. This is taken care of. I'm actually blending this out with my powder brush again, because I feel this gives me better blending than if I use the brush that most likely still has some product on it. So with my powder brush, the most this has is more of my powder, which is skin tone, so it just blends in a bit better. Now I am going to use, let me get this out. I am using my Zoeva face paint brush. This is one of their vegan brushes. Brush of the Hoola bronzer. I'm going to carefully contour my nose a bit. I'm going again in with my powder brush just to slightly work this in. And now I'm going to go in with the similar brush that I used for my contour. This is, it's just an Essence blush brush, I believe. I'm gonna go in with that, and I am using, where are we? Yeah, I'm just gonna go with matching up with my shirt right now. I'm going to go in with the Bella Balma, also in the Powder Wowzer in here. And like I said, I don't want to give away too much of my progress, so I'm just going to stick with that. I'm going to lightly dust this on here. I believe e.l.f. has a very similar shade, and I'm going to try and see if I can get a hold of that, because while I like the shades in here, I just don't like the fact they are not cruelty free and not vegan or anything. So I really want to move this out of my collection. I'm going to highlight a little bit. And for this, I'm using my Essence highlighter. This is the Cinderella highlighter from a Disney, from the Cinderella Disney collection. This is in 01, the glass slipper, and I am really only using a blending brush. And about this one, what I really like is that it has roses imprinted, so I'm only using one spot. I try to keep the pattern as intact as possible. I'm going to highlight on the highest part of my cheek, slightly going down here. I saw this on Nikki Tutorials and Kim Thai's Snapchats. So here you can see a bit of the highlighter. It's not too much. As you can see, I have to hold my head at the right angle for it to really show up. But I'm going to use the leftovers on the tip of my nose and on my Cupid's bow. But that really was it already. So I'm going to apply my mascara right now. But first I'm going to curl my lashes. This is just the Sephora lash curler. I actually like to double curl, like a little higher up on my lashes, because I feel like this gives me a bit more of a curl to my lashes. So the mascara I'm trying to use up right now is I don't even know if it's in a Project Pan. It's just the L'Oreal Volume Million Lashes Excess. I don't particularly like it. It gives me relatively clumpy lashes if I'm not careful, but I'm trying to use this up. And then I have 3 or 4 non-cruelty-free mascaras left, which I hopefully can use up within the next year so that I'm finally done with them. I just should not be hoarding mascaras as much as I do. So I'm going to carefully apply a bit of mascara on the top of my lashes because that's usually where I don't have any lashes show up. Any mascara show up if I only apply from the bottom. I saw this at in a YouTube video by Corin. I'll link the video down below if I can find it still. He has not posted any videos in ages. He is a makeup artist and he said, well, he does lower lash lines, top of the lashes, bottom of the lashes. I usually get my lower lashes afterwards, but I like the idea of actually applying mascara to the upper lashes on the top first because it really does make a difference. When I close my eyes, since my lashes are relatively light, I can actually see where I have mascara and where I don't. Now, let me zoom in. Now, I don't know. The mascara really isn't doing much for me. Doesn't give me volume or anything. So now that I've applied mascara, I'm going to take care of my eyebrows, and for this I'm using my Catrice Eyebrow Stylist in number 020 Date with Ashton. Just going to use the brush on one side and comb them up. Use the brush on the other side and comb them up here. So, and I'm going to lightly fill in the bottom gap that I have right here because I don't like it. I'm going to carefully elongate my lashes, my eyebrows a bit because they end a bit short and I don't know why. Now that I've taken care of my eyebrows with a bit of color, I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Tinted Brow Gel in Blonde. And I just like this because if I was too heavy-handed with my brow pencil, I can lighten it up a bit with this one and my lashes stay in place, which is very nice. If I'm in a hurry, I can actually get away with using just this product and I'll still look okay. So this is really quite handy for me. I don't have to fuss around. If I'm in a hurry in the morning, I will just really throw this on. Okay, now I've taken care of my eyes, my foundation, my eyebrows, and now I'm going to go in with a tad bit of color on my lips, and for this I have chosen to go in with my Trended Up Contour and Glide Lip Liner in 020. Trended Up is cruelty-free. Not all of their products are vegan, but this one is. And this is a lip liner which I use as an all-over shade. I already applied a bit of a chapstick on my lips, so I can just go over that, blotting it off a bit because I see a bit of shine still. So, I like this color a lot because it is a tad bit darker than my own lip shade, and all in all I have to I like this a lot because it really stays on and it does not fade away splotchy. So when it fades away, I actually have a bit of an ombre lip going on, so this is quite nice. Now that I've taken care of this, I'm actually done with my makeup. So that was it for my makeup look. I hope you enjoyed this and I will see you guys soon. Bye!